All right, so we've got, hello, introduce yourself.
Jesse.
My name's Bay. I'm Zach.
And it's Zach's birthday. Let's all say happy birthday.
Rod.
Grayson.
All right, and that is 5 people. And this is going to be my persuasive speech. All right, hello. Today I'm going to talk about something that I think that everybody struggles achieving, and that is balance. And so my goal is for you to all to be more actively engaged in what you believe, and I'm going to persuade you to do that in a couple ways throughout your life. And I want us to think about what is good and what is bad in excess, in moderation, and when there's not enough of it. And how things have different effects on you. And those things can be abstract, like energy or anger or things that we feel, or hard, tangible things like a ball or a fist. Go ahead, what do you get next? Thank you. All right, so today I'm going to talk about the slippery slope fallacy. And we're going to talk about weighing information reasonably when it comes to marijuana and the legalization of it and who should be smoking it. And we're going to have some fun discussions about some research. So go ahead and hit next. All right, so the slippery slope argument is a fallacy where one side argues that some reasonable event or thing or entity is going to cause a chain of events or directly lead to something really, really drastic. Usually these kinds of arguments ignore some type of middle ground. And they kind of say that there's a specific line between right and wrong, like you're either on that side or my side. And they tend to misuse a lot of facts and a lot of research. So 2 examples could be using some research that showed that women, if they smoked pot while they were pregnant, that the babies had different birth abnormalities and were a really, really low birth weight. But people could use that to argue that smoking weed is bad for all reproduction, and that weed should be completely outlawed because if you smoke weed, then your babies will have these negative health outcomes. But another argument could also be that weed in a moderate amount to a healthy adult can lower blood pressure, but some people extrapolate that to say that weed leads to less hypertension and a longer life and all these things, which is not the case for everybody. Leave it next. So the things that are wrong with those 2 arguments is that they misuse something that is correct, and they gave it the old slippery slope fallacy, and they made it seem as though it necessarily would lead to a certain outcome that was pretty extreme and pretty charged. Science doesn't frame the topic as good or bad. Go ahead and hit next, thank you. So what I did is these are some positive and negative and neutral outcomes that were in the studies that were cited earlier. This is only a sliver of any of the facts. This is just an example. So these are positive, negative, and neutral outcomes for a healthy adult. Hit next. Thank you. And then all the positives go away for a pregnant adult. Negatives get longer. And this is just 4 or 5 studies right here. You can hit next. And for children, it gets really bad. Go ahead and hit next. So you should be encouraged by what you read and what you hear to ask yourself, how does this, exactly what I'm hearing, apply to my overall beliefs? You should kind of learn how to ask questions, I guess, of what you hear. I'm not here to try to tell you what to think about pot. My whole point was that you shouldn't just take somebody's perspective as a given. I'm here to persuade you to do something else. Go ahead. The next time you hear a slippery slope fallacy, call it out. I think that it's causes a lot of arguments and a lot of misbeliefs and a lot of anger. Be wary of solutions and that are argumentative or seem one size fits all. Don't fall down the slippery slope. Thank you all for coming to my speech. You've been a wonderful audience this whole term. Thank you.
Woo.